And then basically one day I had a vision, and Father's face was shining like the 10,000 suns in this vision, and it was so brilliant I could not, approach it, so to speak. But at the same time, I saw Father's body in hell. In prison. He was in prison as well. And at the same time, I could see that his spirit was in hell.
Wow.
Right? So his body was in prison, and his spirit was like a mirrored in hell. And in this place in hell, there was like these demons that were ripping apart these souls, right? And Father was saying, he was shouting at demons, take my body instead. Let my children go. Right? So then the demons would, cast down the, flesh that they're eating, the people that they are devouring, and they would just grab Father and then, split him apart. And when I saw this vision, it really, I had a breakthrough, a spiritual breakthrough, because I realized that when Father went through those prisons and all the different 6 life and death tortures and tribulations, that actually those were also, Father was going on those things. He was willingly going to those places, even though he could have fled the countries, etc. He was willingly going there to be tortured for the sake of me, for the sake of my family, for the sake of my tribe, my future generations, etc. Right? And once I understood that Father did that for me, instead of some kind of detached, suffering, it was a suffering that was for my own salvation, and my family's salvation, that we could stand righteous before God because of that indemnity that Father had to pay. So those kind of 7. So at the time, I just was inspired to call the 7 deaths and resurrections. That a father's love is one that will not only lay their life down for their friends, but lay their life again and again, again and again and again and again and again for their children. And so this was like an ontological jump from what Jesus says about, because he was never a physical parent or father, right? But I realized what true Father was talking about when he's talking about true love is that kind of love that he actually actualized. That he actually went through in all those different imprisonments, tortures, crucifixions, etc. And that all those things are not some detached suffering or some detached payment of spiritual indemnity or spiritual prowess, but that those are tribulations and the path he had to walk to liberate me from my own unrighteousness before God, right? And to be able to allow me and my family, my children, etc., my grandchildren, to stand in front of God. Once God gave me that revelation and that vision, that totally transformed my understanding of Father and my relationship with him. Because before then he was a great spiritual teacher and a great man and a great, leader, etc. And all those things. And I didn't really know the meaning of Messiah or Savior. But after that kind of revelation, then I could understand what Father was. He was the Savior. He was my Savior. He saved me from my own damnation. He saved me from my own sin. He saved me from unrighteousness. And in that state, no one can stand in front of God.
Right.
But because he paid the indemnity and paid the price for me, I don't have to walk that course, but I can stand in front of God. And that was a massive shift. It was a massive breakthrough, and in realization of who Father was, you know, and what kind of value he had. What he was not just a teacher or a prophet, you know,
right.
And he, you know, Messiah wasn't just another word for a prophet,
right.
You know, it was a savior of mankind, a savior who allows us to stand righteous before God, not because we're righteous, but because what he has done and the price he has paid is completely and perfectly righteous.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
So that was, I think, a real breakthrough for me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I remember Father, you know, he really was pushing, always was really encouraging and pushing us, challenging us to fulfill our portion of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But what I hear you saying is we should not forget
right.
what he...
Yes, right. Yeah, the 96%. You know, yeah, the 96%.
Right.
We have a portion of responsibility that we either can walk to or walk away from, you know.
Right.
We can either stand in agreement or stand in disagreement, you know. But it would be diluted to say that we're the ones who pay the indemnity.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Right.